Hi farm friends, welcome to Haven Acres. It's February in Maine, which means it is gray and some people get the winter blues. Come on along as I show you how we stay mentally and physically healthy along with keeping our animals healthy during the winter. So what was all that work just about?
Just so we could get it inside so we can maybe change the tracks. Gotta remember to fix my hydraulic seal as well. We need 6 more pieces of equipment so we can get these things covered up.
Nothing is easy in the winter, in the cold, in the snow. Things are off kilter. Even the chickens. How's that for a fun egg? Yes, it's real. There's just no hard shell on the outside. The chickens are affected in the winter. One way that we try and stay healthy is by eating home-cooked meals made with protein that we have raised here on the farm and fruit and vegetable that we raised and picked and processed so that we could have all winter. There's nothing better for your soul than sitting down to a hot meal that you fully participated in. Having some skills and knowledge to help other people also makes you feel good. Sometimes you're not the one that needs help, but if you can help someone else, it does a world of good for both of you. When the sun is shining, we do our best to get outside and enjoy it, even if it's cold out. When it's cold, we feed our animals a little more so that they can stay warm. We work every day, sometimes so that we can have good food to eat, and sometimes so other people can have good food to eat. Knowing where your food comes from is a great source of health. Health for peace of mind and health for your body. We make sure to get good quality fat in our diet. It's so good for your brain. We still have wood to split, which is better than going to the gym. Like the animals, we also spend time hanging out with friends. There's something refreshing about that. And if we can take a little drive, that feels good too. We have several pregnant cows that we're keeping an eye on because they have about 2 months to go before they calf, and we're making sure they have plenty of good quality feed and that they look like they're growing and maintaining great weight. All our pregnant mamas out here. Yeah, poor Bessie. Bessie was a twin and she is huge.
We're doing right.
Hi, Francis. Or is that Ray? That's Ray. We have to be out in the cold, and it's actually good for you. Kind of like these pasture-raised chickens. And yes, we ate one before I took a video, and I did cook 5. I used the rest of those chickens to make 8 chicken pies and some beautiful, nutritious chicken stock. Another way we stay healthy is by doing things we don't necessarily want to do, like lugging jugs of water all the way across the street, all the way uphill in the cold to feed the animals. Is it fun? No. Do we want to do it? Not always, but we make ourselves, because being outside in the cold and pushing yourself to do things you don't want to do is very good for your brain. And of course, that all adds up to exercise. Anytime you're moving, lifting, or being in the hot or cold, it affects how your body works, and it is, in fact, good exercise for you. There are no step counters necessary around a farm. Ask any farmer, they'll tell you. And yes, I am breathing heavy because that is uphill, even though you can't really tell. Hi, Quackers. We make sure that our animal feed is topped off and that they have fresh, clean water a couple of times a day. By making sure they have enough food, you are giving yourself a peace of mind in case something happens, and you just know that your animals are being taken care of. What do I mean when I say in case something happens? Well, in life, things happen. And when you have animals that are relying on you to eat and to be taken care of, you have to make sure that happens. So if something threw a curveball at you during the day and you couldn't be home to feed them at night, doesn't it make you feel better to know that they have plenty of food and plenty of water, instead of letting them eat it all and then they're relying on you to show up? But what if you don't? So staying on top of chores is just one way that we can stay mentally healthy during the winter. Making sure that our cows have nice wood chips, wood shavings to be comfortable and warm. That's another way. They love being outside. Don't ever drive by cows standing out in a snowy field and say, "Oh, poor cows." No, they actually love it. But we also want to provide them with a soft, comfortable place to stay, out of the wind and dry. We want to make sure they have fresh water and minerals. And in the winter, that means dealing with icy water troughs that sometimes you completely have to empty. Chickens naturally don't lay many eggs at all in the winter, but you still have to feed them. So how do you feel about spending $20 a week for birds that aren't giving you any eggs? That's something you just have to do. You can't just say, sorry birds, you're not going to eat. So mentally, you just have to prepare for these times and know you're going to be spending hundreds of dollars for no return over the winter. And you just have to be okay with that. Good quality food is still ultra important for the chickens. They're trying to recuperate from molt. They're trying to stay warm. They're trying to stay healthy. Good food is part of that, whether they're laying eggs or they're not laying eggs. Even dogs and cats enjoy being outside in the winter in the cold. Yes, if you have a cat or a dog that's used to being inside all of the time, then the winter will be very shocking to them. However, if you have animals that are acclimated, just like humans, the winter is not a big deal. Taking care of your structures is ultra important. Each structure on the farm has a different level of maintenance during the winter. And if you don't take care of them properly, you are giving yourself an added level of stress. So by taking care of them, you're reducing your stress, even if it means you're cold or tired or you just don't feel like doing it. As Nike says, just do it. I guess I'm dating myself a little bit. Who knows if they even have that slogan anymore? Hoop houses are super tough in the snow and cold because you can't let the snow build up on top of the hoop house. They will certainly collapse. So instead, you have to figure out a way that works for you to gently get the snow off. You don't want ice sliding down and ripping a hole through the plastic, and you can't leave the snow up there. So you have to figure out how to get that snow off and keep your hoop house safe. And yes, you have to do this every time it snows. So that's something to think about if you plan on getting a hoop house in a climate that has snow. You also cannot let the snow build up around the edges of the hoop house because that weight will be pulling and stressing the plastic, and at some point it may just tear. The animals really know what to do to stay healthy as long as you provide them with a space and what they need to do it. These hens are having a blast dust bathing. You can see all of the dust particles flying around. They have a warm, dry, loose area that they can just dust bathe in, and this helps them stay free of mites. Taking the time to make nutritious food for us and for the animals is key. Extra nutrition is so helpful during the winter months when it's cold and there could be viruses going around. Do what you can to boost your immune system and stay healthy. My biggest tip for staying healthy physically and mentally in the winter is seriously just get outside. I know it's uncomfortable. I know you might not like it, but if you dress appropriately and go outside and breathe in some beautiful, clean air, listen for the birds, look on the trees, see the buds coming out, just enjoy the quiet. Anything you can do to see beauty will help you mentally, and it's all outside. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you have enjoyed seeing the animals and our winter surroundings as we continue to work and wait for spring. We sure do appreciate you, and we will see you the next time.